Today, the mystery track returns, the first time in 2024, featuring the turn 1 to turn 3 cut-through. The long back straightaway will take us straight into the 180, which is actually a very fast turn, but has a curb on exit that narrows it up and can punish you for going too wide. And then the mystery track takes the entire south end of the track and jumbles it up by taking you straight into turn 2, and then diagonal back into turn 1, and then straight out into turn 3 with a little short shoot straight, and then out onto the long back straightaway again. This is going to be a very fast track with a lot of close racing. Good morning and welcome to our third doubleheader of the 2024 Ignite season and races 5 and 6. I don't have enough fingers. The car is feeling great. There's actually been a lot of changes to the car. Let me run you through it real quick. In my most recent test session this past Sunday, we kind of had a bit of a catastrophe. The rear axle broke loose from these little set screws right here. And actually the entire axle shifted to the left a little bit. And so both of the bearings were toast, and then it managed to warp my brand new brake rotor as well. So that was two very big things that needed to be replaced. Basically, redid this entire thing. It's the same axle, same hubs, that kind of stuff is still there. And then I also put these collars on there to make sure that in the event that those broke loose again, that they would not move. And then additionally, I also finally got those caster pills in that I talked about in the last video. And I adjusted them so that both sides of the cart had the same alignment on both sides, rather than one side having like a degree and a half more camber than the other. I tried out that setup with the new caster pills and the new stuff on the back, and in my first session, like without even like with the brake rotor not even being burned in, and new shoes and new clutch springs, all that like still needing to be burned in, within like 5 or 6 laps, I was running in the 35 nines. So this kart is an absolute rocket ship, which is really good news, but that also means that since I'm running out on the exact same setup today, I should have absolutely no excuse for being slow unless the conditions are just terrible. I definitely have the equipment to do well today. I just need to do my job and, put my head down and try and win a race today. So that's what we're gonna do. Wisdom. Bobby Krug. Yes. So today we are running the mystery track, like you saw in the track preview. And I have what is probably gonna be a very unpopular take for you guys. I do not like the mystery track at all. It's personally not one of my favorite configurations that the Kartplex does, just because it kind of constrains a lot of space and takes away a few good passing opportunities. But the way they have it set up today makes it a little bit better. So we're going to go into here, pretty heavy braking zone, and then we're going to go over there, back into turn 1, and then we'll walk over there real quick. I'll show you what changed over there. So here is turn 1 right here. So we're obviously going to be coming in from there, and it's kind of going to be treated as one corner, apexing around there. But normally with the mystery track, where we exit turn 1, we actually go into a little chicane right here. We go all the way around this corner, and then we turn right over there. That's why that curb is there. But today it's been straightened out, and so we go straight from here into turn 3, so it's a straight shot. I think that is a massive improvement from the regular mystery track, because I personally think that little chicane bit is kind of Mickey Mouse. Kind of turns in one of the best passing opportunities of this track into kind of a weird technical section that doesn't really flow well because of the way that it's designed. So having this straightened out, I think will definitely help. And we'll open up kind of some over-under passing opportunities coming from there into here. Average day working at the Kartplex. Victim here. If I got $1 for every time I've ripped one of these up, I'd be able to pay off my car. Also probably got the longest section of flat-out racetrack probably on the entire Gateway Kartplex Ignite calendar this year. We're probably going to be flat out from all the way into turn 1 all the way down into the 180 because we have this massive straightaway. This is actually an interesting perspective. I'm rarely ever like walking out here. I get to show you guys how long this is. Like, it's hard to capture on camera, on the GoPro cameras, but it is a very, very long straightaway. Also, on a bit of a sadder note, for those of you that didn't get to see the video that hopefully went out by now, sharing a little update on my moving situation for the summer. We will be moving to Chicago this summer. We finally figured out where we're going to be moving, and so my days at the Kartplex are numbered. So we will be trying absolutely everything that we can to get a win, or at the very least a podium before we leave. And since we're likely going to be moving in the June-July window, we've only got 5 more chances to do that. There's actually 3 more races in the regular season, then there's 2 races in the challenge at the Kartplex. And those are the only 5 races left on my current calendar at the Kartplex. So I hope that we'll be able to compete, at the very least have fun. But I have been thirsty for a win for a very, very long time now, and my time is running out if I want to make that happen. So hopefully today can be our day. Okay, a couple of real quick noteworthy things. As far as the race starts go, they are being a lot more stingy on how the starts are performed, because you will probably seen some of the past couple of rounds, the starts have been a bit wonky, and it's been very easy for either one or both lines to go too early. So to fix that, for one, Keith is bringing out the radar gun again, so we have to be at or below 18 miles an hour on the start and wait for the drop of the green to go, or else the start will be waved off. And if one line is completely out of whack, or if like something doesn't work out right, then they will not hesitate to wave off the start. So we'll have to see how that works out when we get closer to the races. Obviously, we're not really close to that right now, but for now, we're going to focus on practice, see what this kart feels like. Hopefully it feels good given on how it felt yesterday, and we'll see what kind of speed we have. So let's get into practice 1. Our 2 practice sessions for the day are done, and we are back where we're supposed to be. We are 3rd in the first session, then we were 7th in the second session. The first session we came flying right out of the gate. We were super fast right off the bat, and we were able to get within just a few tenths of the leader right away. The second session, kind of the same deal, but I think the field is just really, really tight. We picked up 3 tenths from practice 1 into practice 2. But a few other people also picked up a ton of time, so we actually moved down to 7th. But Max, who was running behind me in my draft, was in 4th, only about maybe half a tenth to a tenth faster than me. So we know we have the pace. Granted, I've only been running in clean air in practice, so I don't know what it feels like in a draft. And drafting will definitely make a big difference on this track with how much straightaway there is. Between practice 1 and practice 2, I also switched my 62 out for a 61, so I would have a little bit more straightaway speed, and I feel like that did help. I feel like that'll help me defend in the event that I need to hold position, and will help me set myself up for a pass a lot better. My areas of focus right now is to dot and hammer all the nails down as far as getting all the corners right. I feel like I've got the 180 down to a science, and aside from a couple of sloppy laps, I feel like I'm doing pretty well on the chicane. And then the mystery track feels a lot better than I thought it would feel, and it flows actually pretty well for what it is. And it's a very, very fast track, a lot faster than I thought it was. So we're off to a pretty good start. We know we definitely have the speed to fight for the front. So we're going to go out in qualifying, hopefully get in a drafting train with some of the faster guys, and see if we can put it up near the front. So let's go into qualifying. Alright, our qualifying session for the day is done, and we finished in the turn 1 wall, but we qualified 4th. So it was a very good session. We picked up a lot of time. We once again picked up 3/10 from practice 2 into qualifying. Obviously that qualifying was kind of chaotic. Probably a lot more racing than hot laps that needed to happen. So everyone was kind of just jostling for position, and in an effort to get around Jake Walsh and set up an over-under move, I ran out of room and just got myself into the outside wall. I wouldn't put that on Jake. That's just a racing incident. But that's something I'll definitely need to be more aware of moving forward. But the good news is we have the cart fixed up. I'm currently working on realigning it right now. Here is the old spindle that was bent, and it actually bent so much that it actually chipped a little piece of the frame, like right down there. It's really hard to see. Yeah, that was a pretty big hit, but luckily there wasn't that much that needed to be done, so it's a pretty simple fix. So all we got to do is just realign the cart. Might go down a pound or two on pressures, but the cart feels great, and hopefully when I get this thing fixed, we should be able to fight for a podium or a win. So let's see what we can do. 2.5 years we've been trying, and today we finally did it. We got our first podium today. We finished second in race number 5 in what was probably the best race that I've ever driven. Me and Jaden and Carter were able to stick together that entire time, run away from everyone else. It was a battle for the win, and Jaden got it in the end, but I didn't even think I was going to get second until that last lap, and Carter kind of ate the curb in the 180, and I was able to make a late move on him into the chicane, and we picked up second in an incredible race for our first podium of my entire Ignite career. So that is awesome. Due to our fastest lap, we'll be starting 4th again for the next race. So that sets us up for a good result again if we can get as good a start as we did last time. I was told that Liber actually spun out in the first turn. I know he started alongside me. I'm not sure if I had anything to do with that, because I know that I kind of made a move on him on the outside going into the chicane. I hope I didn't hurt anyone's race. I thought I left him enough room. Regardless, we got our podium. We're in a good position. And since Riddle and Jaden were kind of pulling on me on the straightaways, even when I was right behind them, I'm going to be going down to a 60 in gear because the 61 is just not cutting it. So we make that change, and then since we forgot to do tire pressures again, we moved down our tire pressures a little bit. So now this card should be 100% dialed in for that second race, and hopefully with these changes, we should get that extra little edge that should take us up to a win. Also, I forgot to mention one thing. Since there may be weather incoming pretty soon, they decided to shorten the length of the second race today. So instead of it being a 15-lap race, it'll be a 10-lap sprint. So the races will be shorter, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we'll see how it goes. It'll probably be elbows out for pretty much the whole race now that you'll kind of have to act early. But we'll see how that goes. Now that we got our podium, now we are seeking our first win. So let's see if we can do that. Let's move on to race 6.
This is our time. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. Get your hands to the sky. Get your hands to the sky. Yeah. Ain't no glory for the faint of heart. We all stars, win or lose, we don't play the part. And when the going getting tough, I get to going hard. You bring your best and you know I'ma tear them apart. We ready survival, rival. I ain't got no time for anyone who ain't put in the work that I do. You ain't heard about it, think I'm gonna remind you. I've been out here doing what I say, it's what defines you. This is our time, hands to the sky. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. Hands to the sky, this is our time. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. This is our house. Yeah, and we can't put it down. This is our house. We go around, come around. This is our house. Hands to the sky. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. This is our house. Yeah, and we can't put it down. This is our house. You can doubt us, that's fine, but know one thing, real legend don't die. You can doubt us, that's fine, but know one thing, real legend don't die. And we ain't gonna leave till we win. It's 10 out of 10, y'all they can't believe what they see, and they telling a friend, yo, go pay the rent. This is our house, we beat them all down. Energized by the crowd, they saying it now. This is our time, hands to the sky. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. Hands to the sky, this is our time. You already know, I ain't gotta tell them why. This is our house.
And our third doubleheader of the 2024 season is done, and needless to say, it was a pretty good day. We finished up second in the first race and 4th in the second race. Couldn't quite get to that podium. I tried to work with Mike Stevenson to catch back up to Jaden and Carter when they just lost us on the start. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and Mike Stevenson turned his car into a brick wall, and unfortunately I couldn't quite get past him, but we had an amazing battle. And all in all, this was just an incredible day. We had a massive crash in qualifying, fixed it all up, came back, got a podium, and then got a 4th place finish. I could not be more happy with how today went. It's got to be one of the craziest comebacks I've ever been a part of. So I am super, super stoked about that. And now we know that we can fight for a win. So that's going to be our mission. Obviously, since we're going to be leaving here pretty soon, only got a couple more chances to do that. But best believe I'm going to do everything in my power to not disappoint you guys.
Finally,
so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Next is the senior class, coming on third. And with this first Kartplex Night Series podium, Nathan Legend comes home.